Morning, Big Brother fans. It is Thursday, and I don't remember which day in July it is. Are we 18th, 19th, somewhere in there? Quickly, to start out, just found out as I got up this morning that tonight will be an endurance competition, that it's been confirmed. We will have our first endurance competition, and it sounds like it will be the wall. That is where they stand on little tiny platforms, and the wall leans out over a pit or a bunch of mats and stuff. I mean, generally, this is the way it goes. They get sprayed with things, or they get hit with things. It tends to favor people that are short. The reason is because they have a lower center of gravity, which means that the point at which the wall can lean out, they're closer to the pedestal, closer to the platform that they stand on. Their center of gravity is closer to that, which means they don't feel as much pressure leaning out as tall people. The taller the person is, the more difficult it tends to be for them, because they have to support more of their body mass than shorter people. That's why squatting helps if it's allowed, but that's why James always did so well, because he is the tallest person. So what are you thinking? Who's short? Well, I know that JC and Caitlin are both not very tall. Now the question is, with JC, he's very muscular. Is that bulk of muscle enough to make it hard for him to hold himself against a wall? I don't know. Does he want to win head of household? I don't know. He's been a very conservative player. He's been the don't make waves kind of player. And then you have Caitlin, who is, Caitlin. I don't know if she's got the mental or physical ability to stay on the wall. She may stay on the wall until the cows come home. So, and wouldn't it be appropriate for Caitlin to win it this week when the person who gets evicted isn't going to get evicted? Because Sam isn't going to use her power tonight, so her power will be forced to be played next Thursday, meaning that whoever gets evicted will have a chance to return. Doesn't mean they will return, but they will have a chance to return. So, it's going to probably ruin whoever wins this head of household. And how appropriate would it be for Caitlin's head of household to be ruined? I wanted that to happen last week with Swaggy, but it didn't. So maybe it will happen this week with whoever gets nominated if Caitlin wins it. So don't forget, those of you, this is the plug. They don't come very often anymore. I don't think I've plugged signing up for the live feeds for quite a while, but those of you who have never signed up for the live feeds or were thinking about it but hadn't, first of all, honestly, I don't think anybody who's ever listened to me has waited to this point to sign up for the live feeds. But just on the off chance one of you was thinking about it and hadn't and wants to see an actual endurance competition, it should be tonight. Ishara, if you're listening, I'm recording this after you tweeted that you said hopefully they'll show it, and the feeds usually sometimes get cut. The feeds have been pretty darn good this year about not cutting for stuff. They've come back almost immediately after the first two live evictions, and I just think that they've been a little bit more responsive about stuff. Now, this will be the first big test on CBS on how they are, but I really feel like we've been seeing a bit more love shown to the live feeders, so I'm hopeful. And the fact that as affiliates we got emails telling us about this means that they think that it's going to be shown. And I like to think that there's some communication between the actual people who run the program for live feeds and production, and to say, all right, we are going to promote signing up for the live feeds because there's an endurance competition tonight. You're not going to screw us over, are you, and block them? Although some would say that they don't have good communication, and sometimes that happens, but I don't think it will. I think we're going to get to see it. The endurance competition, look, it's not going to be an 8-hour endurance competition. It's going to be a couple hours, probably. Gone are the days when we had super, super long endurance competitions. The thought being, I believe, that those extra hours don't gain them any extra TV time because they can only show so much. And so, they get what they get. You only get a little bit of, you don't get extra TV time. They can't show any more of the endurance competition if it lasts 8 hours versus 2 hours. They've got other things they have to show. So all it costs them is more time on the set, the crew and everything. It costs more to produce an 8-hour endurance competition than it does a 2-hour endurance competition. And they get the same end result. So it's just kind of like, yeah, not going to happen. It won't be a long, super long one. That I know. But it'll be, and that's fine. And they usually, well, it used to be that it seemed to us that they wanted it over by the time Pop TV kicked on. But I don't know if that'll be the case. I don't think that's always the case now. So, but it usually seems to be done by the time Pop TV pops on. All right, so bear all that in mind. Endurance competition. I have a little bit of other business I want to get to for sure before I get to work, and this may be a slightly shorter one than normal because I was catching up on other stuff before I started doing this. The thank yous. So I mentioned yesterday that I started up a patron site after encouragement from a few other from people that I know online that follow me, and amazingly, as of last night, I didn't check this morning, but as of last night, 5 people had signed up to be patrons. I'm like shocked. I know almost all of them by name, so there is that. These are longtime fans and friends, Big Brother fans, and I consider online friends almost of Big Brother, fellow fans. So I'm going to go through this list mentally, which means I'm going to count on my hands because it's hard for me to look up the list. But I want to give you, minimal, not minimal, but I want to at least give a starter shout out to these people because they signed up yesterday. Nobody's paid a dime yet. That won't come until the end of the month. But hey, I don't care. It's a thought that counts, and it's kind of cool. So, Lisa, Nurse McGooey, you, I think, believe were the first, and you were bragging about it. So, there you go. Thank you. And Evan, you signed up pretty early on. There's a Patty, who I don't know why I'm not associating Patty with a particular name that I see online, but thank you, Patty. Ms. Don Draper signed up, and then last night, thank you, Ms. Don Draper, by the way, and then last night, Chatty, who's another person that I know from, she comes into chat rooms, and she also shows up on Periscope. So most of these other people also signed up. So all 5 of you, thank you so much. That was completely surprising and unexpected, and I just really didn't know what would happen. Anybody else that's interested in signing up to support this little endeavor that I've been doing for years and years and years can go to patreon.com and just look for BBGOSSIP. BBGOSSIP under Patreon, and you can sign up to be a patron, and I'll give you a shout out and thank you. Right now, that's the only extra thing you get. It's a small little thank you, but that's what it is. I'm not trying to make it an exclusive club. I just appreciate the people that do it, though. So that's really cool. Back to talking about Big Brother. What happened last night on the show or on the feeds? Not a whole lot. If you want to talk about a girls' alliance, there's been all this, shuffling about a girls' alliance. But let's be honest, there's not going to be a girls' alliance as long as the girls are willing to tell the guys that there's a girls' alliance. And there's enough girls that don't trust each other that they're telling each other, that they're telling the guys. So there's not going to be a girls' alliance. It's not going to happen. And you can't plan an alliance the night before or the day before a head of household, because it doesn't matter. It all depends on who gets the head of household. So if a girl wins it and decides then we're going to form a girls' alliance, you might see an alliance that will last a week while they get out another guy. By the way, this will be the 3rd guy going home tonight. Winston will be going home. And so the ladies are starting to have a bit of an advantage. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I would expect a large number of women to suddenly go in the next few weeks, but that's just me guessing. That's the gist of the news. There wasn't any major news. We got an endurance competition tonight. The feeds are going good. I tweeted a thank you to Allison Grodner last night. That was kind of supposed to be a little bit funny, but there's truth to it too. This brand new, all new cast with very minimal connections to the outside or to previous seasons. I mean, Rachel works with Jackie from Big Brother 17, yeah. And Tyler is familiar with the Willett sisters from Big Brother Over the Top, and but they met because of applying for Big Brother. So I'm not. That's minimal. Oh, and TKO Tyler. I didn't watch it yet because I accidentally got spoiled on how Tyler did. I won't tell you today how Tyler did because I know, and there may be somebody that's recorded and want to wait and see it. But yeah. So if you want to watch TKO, I found out how Tyler did, and so I didn't bother watching it. But I do have it recorded, and I may go to watch it just to see. There was that last night. What else? I don't know. I'm just, so the thank you to Allison Grodner. I just basically said, thank you for getting an all new cast, because I think it's really been a positive. And there, I couldn't only, you only have so many characters, but there was a lot of positives I could have gone with. I could have said, thank you for what I just said earlier, that the feeds don't seem to have been as, for the most part, so I know people will argue with me for a couple of different reasons, but for the most part, the feeds have not been shut down a ton. Or, now we're only, again, week 3. This could happen later. It could happen tonight in the endurance competition, and I could be regretting my words. But I don't know, there's something about it that makes me feel like, you know what, even this twist ended up not being, it hasn't gone as bad as I kind of thought it might, or possibly. And I still wish I would have known what the things were, but all right, fine, we'll let that go, maybe. But no, I mean, it's just been good. And I did, I said your BB buddy Mike, and then gave a couple of PSs because I thought, well, that's what I had to do. I gave a thank you, but I have to say, but don't let him hold the door open and get rid of have-nots. That was my, I can't not complain at all, little nod and a wink. So, it's a good time. Left the message. Lots of people liked it. Like 250 last I saw, which is kind of cool. And several people have retweeted it. Allison Grodner, last I checked, had not liked it, but I don't think she really uses her Twitter. So, I don't know if she'll ever see it. But it was fun to leave it. Anything else to tell you about? I don't think so for now. Just, we may have all of our clips. I think we're pretty much done on getting clips for the opening. So I think we'll have a brand new opening. I say we. Scott will make a brand new opening for Saturday. He was grabbing some clips yesterday at one point, but I was like, I think we're done. I think I'm done. I don't know. You can always find the house guests saying silly things. And so I wasn't going to continue to just sit and record for one more clip of someone saying something that can be misinterpreted. That's all it is. Is it's very easy to take something out of context and make it funny. So hopefully we've got enough of those, and we'll make it. Unless there's some kind of a knockdown, drag out fight tonight, that has something worthy. That would be the one reason. A couple of house guests yelling, because we don't have many house guests yelling, and that tends to be something that is fun to have on the opening when people are screaming, like your Fruit Loop dingus and your Fruit Loop or whatever, go eat your Fruit Loops. That kind of stuff is fun to add. So, but we don't have a bunch of things like that. That's what I got. All right. I hope you guys have a good Thursday, and I will talk to you tomorrow probably once And we'll hopefully know who the new head of household. We will know who the new head of household is. I do not anticipate any reason to tweet. I'll tweet a lot. I don't anticipate any reason to do another one of these. And one last thing, let me do another plug. Those of you that somehow have come across this and have never heard me talk before, and you're like, who is this guy? My name's Mike, and I am one of 3 hosts of a podcast that's been going on for, well, we're on our 10th, quote, season of our podcast. We've done during 10 different Big Brother iterations. Oh, I'll mention one more thing at the end of this little plug. Anyways, we've done 10 seasons of Big Brother podcasts, and myself, Scott, and Colette fill you in on what is going on and play audio clips every Saturday from the show. Things that you probably won't hear. Some you won't hear on the show. Some you won't hear for 3 or 4 days because the show lags behind usually 3 or 4 days between what's really gone on. Like tonight's live eviction will show the fallout from Monday's Power Veto meeting. You know, we already talked about it. Obviously we wouldn't have talked about that. But on Saturday we talk about the eviction, the nominations, and the Power Veto. Usually we know that too. So it's worth checking out every Saturday night live. Not the NBC show, but every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time is when we do it. And you can join us as we talk about... I'm sorry, I'm parking, so I'm getting rather still. You can join us live, or you can listen later. We're on TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, all that good stuff. Hopefully you found me via one of those methods. You can also follow me on Twitter at BBGOSSIP. And I tweet a lot about Big Brother and fill you in on what's going on. That's it. Now I'm done. Big Brother UK is coming in August 17th, I believe, is the premiere. I usually watch, or it's Celebrity Big Brother UK. I usually watch that because it's really only a TV thing, and you can watch it. You can pick it up via YouTube or something. We'll talk about it more in a month. But there's a teaser, a rumor reported by The Sun in Great Britain that Stormy Daniels might be one of the celebrities on the show. And they do usually bring in 1 or 2 or 3 U.S. D-list celebrities to be on it. So it's very possible that could be true. I'll be shocked if it is, but it's something to think about. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Bye.